Hello, and welcome back to Compel to Impact. Have you ever noticed yourself reacting before you even know why? Someone says something, next your body tightens and your mind races, then your heart pulls back, and later you think, why did I respond like that? Today, I want to show you how your past quietly runs your present and how you can gently take your power back. Because healing isn't about fixing yourself. It's about moving from reaction into your own sovereignty and power. Here's a truth that changed my life. What stays unconscious becomes destiny. It lingers in the background and influences everything you do, especially when it seems familiar to a previous incident. What becomes conscious becomes choice. It's the focus of what you want and who you choose to be. This means your past only controls you when you don't look at it, when you can't see it lingering in the shadows. Most of us are responding from old emotional memories, not current reality. When you were faced with danger, your nervous system learned to get past it by telling you this isn't safe. You need to hide. You need to control. You need to please others. And you don't know that exactly what's going on, but it's in there because your brain is brilliant at protecting you. It kept using those instructions long after the danger was gone, and then pops up from time to time without warning. So you're not reacting to what's happening right now. You are responding to way back then. Awareness is what updates the system. When you become aware to acknowledge, embrace, and release what's been holding you back, you can begin to recover the masterpiece of who you truly are. So use gentle courage. Courage isn't confrontation. It's curiosity with compassion. Instead of asking, what's wrong with me? Try asking, why did I learn to protect myself this way? What was I afraid of losing? What did I need back then that I didn't receive? Courage to look at the events of the past is not meant to blame your parents, your teachers, or anyone else, and definitely not to shame your past or feel guilty. You can only process your experiences and past events when you choose to understand the conditions you adapted to. Your shadow holds unmet needs, stored emotions, forgotten strengths, and even creative brilliance you once used to survive. When you get to the point where you can say, this shaped me, but it doesn't own me, you move out of victimhood and into personal power, ownership, and management of your own being. Letting go equals releasing the charge. It's funny how I can speak just very clearly until I get on to record. I don't know what that means. I know people talk about the throat chakra, but it's time to open up and talk about this, even if you do it to yourself. Just want to throw that in there. Um, People think letting go means forgetting. It doesn't. Letting go means releasing the emotional charge while keeping the wisdom. I know, quite a trick. You don't erase your story, you soften it. You begin to see yourself and your world through a different lens. More of the authentic you, returning to your true identity instead of the gunk and junk that has covered you up, is the first step in transformation. Letting go, getting rid of things. Don't add more until you can let go and get rid of that gunk and junk. That doesn't even belong to you most of the time. Then defensiveness and any activity you've learned to keep yourself safe turns into discernment. Being able to take a moment before responding gives you a chance to check in with your mind and your heart. When this becomes your new process, fear and shame dissolve so you can be more present to humbly trust yourself and the higher power of God, divine essence. The need to control anything outside of yourself decreases and your nervous system relaxes. You stop trying to prove your worth, leaving behind any need for comparing yourself to others or competing in any way. You release the hustle to live up to outside expectations, and begin to embody the peace of your soul and spirit. Allowing this kind of healed confidence is the gentle, potent power of a sovereign being. So, for today's simple practice, here's something you can do. At the end of your day, ask, where did I react instead of respond? Pick one moment. You only need one to start with. One at a time is enough. Then ask, what was I really protecting? Write one sentence. Acknowledge the deed, accept the reality of it, embrace yourself through it, and release it into the past where it belongs. Rinse and repeat. And that's it. That's how memory turns into mastery. You are the master of yourself, but you need to work at it because there's gunk and junk to get rid of. In my mentoring work, I guide women through this exact process, helping your body, heart, and spirit feel safe enough to grow instead of guard. We work with your nervous system, your story, and your spiritual identity so you stop living from defense and start living from alignment. Instead of forcing transformation, you learn how to invite it in. If you're ready to move from survival into sovereign living, you don't need to do it alone. We have a little bit of a community here, and I'm still working on where that community should live, but I'll get there. It's a process. Your past doesn't need to disappear. Like any unsavory part of history, it's still part of history, still part of your identity, although a cautionary part to learn from. It can be integrated so that when you understand what formed you, you stop barely surviving your life and start consciously leading it. So if this helped you, keep showing up to learn how to make mind changes with new habits, or check out my website for next steps. And I'm going to say, here is my book, re-edited, republished, has a little bit more in it that I believe is very significant to at least uh, start the journey, if not continue it. Anyway, I appreciate all subscribers and everyone who comments, likes, and shares these videos with someone who's ready to rise into their next phase. I love you all for being here, for listening to the end, and for taking dedicated action toward your growth and transformation. Let me know in the comments how this helps you and what you want to hear about. You never know when it will help someone else or articulate what they are feeling and probably can't articulate for themselves. Check the show notes to connect and for more information. Until next time, live excellently, give generously, and love lavishly. I love you much. Mwah. Bye.